Which is the phone rang and this fella says, I'm ringing from Sweden, Mr. Heaney. From Sweden, says I. Aye, he says, you've won a prize, boy. A prize, says I. I never remember entering a raffle. Oh no, says he. I'm ringing from the Nobel Explosives Company. Bit chippers, what did I win, says I. A year's supply of dynamite. Seamus Heaney is, of course, incontrovertibly a fine Irishman and a great poet. Not that I read poetry. Poetry reminds me of school, where I was bullied. I swore I'd get them bullies back. Now I'm Taoiseach. Who's shitting now, eh? Larry. John's out. The shocking thing about brambles is that, like wasps, they don't really seem to have any purpose on this earth. Which brambles are only good for blocking gaps and tearing at your good clothes. They provide really shocking bad shelter. And I know of very few people, although I do know a few, who actually depend on the old smear-a-duva as a food source. He keeps yakking on and on about bloody brambles. Seamus, I says to him. Seamus, shut up about the brambles. Enough already. The bramble is like poetry, or poets indeed. The bramble doesn't seem to have any obvious purpose. And sure, poets are the same. Some would say we have no feckin' purpose either. On and on and on. Brambles this, brambles that. But jippers, sometimes I lays on the bed for hours on end, staring at the ceiling. I'm not asleep, of course, oh no. I'm laying there doing the work of a poet and dreaming up new poems to scribble down in the wee book. But jippers, I have one. My name is Colin McCarthy and I like poetry as much as the next Irishman. Winning Nobel Prizes and global recognition is all very fine, but who is paying for these Irish poets? You guessed it, wealthy Irish taxpayers. The wind in the trees, sure it comes and it goes. The branches they move when the wind gusts and blows. Wish I loved sitting in the kitchen, listening to the clocks ticking and waiting for me dinner. I dreams up a lot of poetry when I'm sitting there, building up my appetite. Poets? I'd have them out gritting the roads in the snow. Get some useful work out of the lazy shite. Get them out of bed in the morning for a few days and see how they feel. Then about poetry. I pure love watching the clouds. I could pure watch them for hours. What do they mean? Not many people know that I likes to write erotic poetry as well. I even wrote one this morning called Where I Likes to Put Me Hands. Would you like to hear it? No. You have to be firm with the man. No, Seamus. We do not want to hear any of your so-called erotic poems. No, thank you. No. I used to say to me early Uncle Tom, that's a fine view you have from your house. Old Tom used to say to me, Seamus, you can't hate the view. Seamus Heaney, amazing, like guys, totally like amazing, huge influence on us, huge, so totally. My old Uncle Tom used to say another thing, I think he got it from a film. Seamus, you're either part of the problem, part of the solution, or part of the scenery. I've always fancied myself as part of the scenery. Poultry? I don't really like poultry, except for chicken. I like chicken nuggets. And fried eggs. They're poultry too, aren't they? When I was young, I often thought of being a wee hairdresser. Being paid to run my hands through young ones' hair all day long. Good coffee. The radio on. Sure, the money in hairdressing is powerful here. But sure, I decided to become a poet instead. Wish that these are the mistakes you make when you're young. I could have had my own salon by now. A dirty big Lamborghini outside, eh? And a young one in the passenger seat. Fantastic.